Oh, the bar's nice and cold. Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Bodybuilding versus powerlifting.
Yeah.
How do bodybuilders do?
Like I just did it. We do it properly. I don't know. I find that bodybuilders, I know if different powerlifting meets, don't they have to keep their shoulders and their bum on the ground, but some arch a little bit. But I think they've got to keep their shoulder blades and that, don't they? Still on the bench and their bum on the bench. But yet some bodybuilders, like we just do it flat. We just go down and do more reps. Powerlifters do only a few reps, but some arch a little bit, I think.
Well,
I think grips are different too. Some go wider.
Because what we'll do is later on we'll get the Australian bench press
Champion
here to show
do
the
a
difference.
powerlifting.
And it's all about the arch.
Is it?
And,
I've seen a march. I've seen a march up, whereas I've always just stayed flat. And some bodybuilders will have their feet on the floor. Some put them on the bench. I prefer the floor. Bench you get a bit wobbly, but.
And what about grip? I see you have your thumb.
I normally, if I'm going a bit lighter, I go. If I'm going heavy, I always lock it on. I've seen them fall off sometimes, so I prefer to be secure. Yeah, then normally I go right angles too. I just sort of keep the arms like that. Some people like to go wider, but because of my injuries, if I go wide, it hurts a bit.
And to touch the chest or not touch the chest?
I prefer just to touch it.
Yeah.
If I got like a bit of pain, I might not. But if I got no pains, I'll touch it. I think powerlifters too, they have to touch and hold for a second, don't they?
Yeah.
Or less than a second. It's just like hold and then
Pause.
push up. A pause, yeah. Then.
Yeah. And did you ever
Do powerlifting?
get courted by the powerlifting?
No, when I was younger, they said I should because I used to go really heavy. Even though there's a station, I won't mention their name, that makes fun of it. When I was younger, when I used to do 5 plates or a bit over when I was 17, 18, and I only weighed like 72 kilos and I was benching 500. Paul Haslam, Mr. Australia, I was at his gym. Everyone's seen it, but this person's like, he couldn't have done that, he would have been a world record holder, this and that. Well, I was close gripping 4 plates at the time, and I was 4 plates pressed behind the neck, and not long after that, I was just 19, I fucked my shoulder up because I was going so heavy on it. But they're like, no one could do that, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, I just made the number up for the fun of it because everyone saw me do it and shit like that. There's even video of me online at 17, I'm squatting 6-7 plates.
Yeah.
And I was only like 72, 75 kilos then. So, but yet if they can't do it, you couldn't have done it. Why didn't you do powerlifting then? Because I wasn't into powerlifting, I was into bodybuilding. So.
And also too, like, I remember powerlifting was like virtually non-existent.
No, there's a couple around that did it, yeah, but there wasn't. I think maybe at like Newcastle Uni had like a powerlifting gym there, but it wasn't a real big thing back then. It was just like.
Yeah, everything was bodybuilding.
Yeah.
It was all.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding was.
Yeah, like you can guarantee I think the uni gym had a powerlifting gym, but out of all the other gyms in Newcastle, you wouldn't see anyone powerlifting.
Yeah.
There was no powerlifting section or heavy setup floor or anything like that. You might have a guy that benched heavy, and that was about it, but there was no powerlifting type deadlifting, bench pressing and all that sort of stuff. So, no.
And, you know, for the people that doubt those lifts and stuff, you would have seen in all your years in gyms, guys rock up, hardly ever trained, and could do amazing digest.
Yeah. Well, my friend, he was Samoan. on chest day, I'd always start at 1 plate, warm up. He could walk in. I've seen him walk in, just get out his car, come in, put his gym bag down, put 4 plates on, and just rep it out.
Yeah.
And okay, go back to 1 plate for my warm up. And like I said, if he was going for a single, he could easily do 6 plates or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just warm up with 4 plates like nothing.
Yeah.
So,
but even small guys, like
I've seen that too. I've seen smaller guys sometimes squat or bench pressing too, because there are people who don't have a lot of muscle, but they're still strong, just tendon strength and that sort of stuff. And I've seen people, I'm like, oh fuck, he's not going to do this and that. And you're like, oh wow, he did it. Yeah, so it can happen. I've seen guys sometimes, even leg press for instance. Sometimes people load that up and they only move it like this. I've seen some guys who haven't got big legs, but they'll take it all the way down and push it up. So you can't equate, Yeah, but this one time when I said I was like 75 kilos on the bench 5, that would have been a world record. He's lying. They did a whole video about me calling me a liar. I'm like, well, what?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I make it up for? And when there was people at the gym, my training partners, the gym owner, everyone was there and saw it. So, but then they go, well, where is it? I'm like, well, back in fucking '86, we didn't have fucking camera phones and fucking things recording shit in the gym. If we recorded it back then, it had to be on a big fucking camera that my friend had, like a big VHS type sort of camera. So, like I said, the squatting got filmed. I think it's got me doing 5 plates and then 7 plates, and I was only 75 kilos in. So that's what 75 kilos is. What 160 odd pounds, and I was squatting 700. So that probably would have been a world record too. Wasn't going all the way down, just going the parallel, but still they'd be like, well, he can't do that. It's never been done before. That's the thing with people on the internet. If they can't do it, or they don't know of anyone else that's done it, then you can't have done it.
Yeah,
heaven forbid.
I always think like the world's best Formula 1 driver hasn't even driven a race car because...
I know, or someone like even said, like say you got these guys that just work doing manual labour. They could probably be the world's best deadlifter. Someone that works on a farm all day, throwing sacks of potatoes or just moving heavy bales of hay, throwing them. You get him a deadlift, he could probably walk up to 6 plates and just go, where do you want it? That's why even when it comes down to something as simple as when they say like People magazine has the world's sexiest man. The world's sexiest man could be sitting on a fucking mountaintop in Tibet somewhere as a fucking monk. Doesn't mean just because you haven't seen him. Matt.
Out working in the...
Matt. He's a man's man. Yeah, so like I said, just because, it could be anywhere. I'm just sure, like you've got Usain Bolt, but I'm sure if you went to different parts of Africa or different countries, you could probably find someone there who's never competed in sprinting, who could probably run just as fast, if not faster. He just hasn't been discovered. So
well, same with your using your powerlifting thing. Well, would have you known back then where to go and compete in powerlifting?
No.
You mightn't have even known it existed.
Back then, guys just did stuff in the gym like, okay, if you did like 6 reps on 5 plates, maybe put 6 on and go for a single, see what you can bench press. But it wasn't like a powerlifting type thing. It was just see what you could do and hopefully not get injured.
No, that's But no, it was interesting how like years ago, like bodybuilding was way ahead of powerlifting and Olympic lifting.
And I even think even when I was growing up, there was bodybuilding. Then I think you'd see more like the strongman things on TV than even before powerlifting come on. You'd see the weightlifting later on. I think I first became aware of weightlifting was it Dean Lucan?
Yeah,
and he was like he was originally just worked on fishing trawlers.
Port Lincoln.
Pulling in the big fishing nets and shit like that. And he was a weightlifter, and he ended up getting gold, didn't he? But no one ever heard of him before. He was just working on fishing trawlers and goes and lifts all these fucking heavyweights, squatting and shit. And
it would be an interesting story on how he actually learned it and all that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it was a massive sport over here.
No.
But so bodybuilding, bench press, just concentrate on isolating the muscle.
Yeah, because I think too, like, the thing with bodybuilding is when you're doing it to try and make the muscle grow. You like take it down and you got that mind-muscle connection and you're squeezing the muscle. See, I've never been a powerlifter, but from what I can tell is once they lift the weight off, their main goal is to take it down and just push it back up. They're not really going, oh yes, I can feel my chest contract, I can feel my chest squeeze. It's just a matter of put as much weight, take it down and explode up, whereas we're doing more controlled and squeezing the muscle, doing it for reps and that. But there are, like I said, it still does build muscle, because you can see a lot of powerlifters who, if they diet it down, have a lot of dense muscle to them. So,
well, would it be out of line saying that powerlifters, when they bench press, try and use every muscle they can, from your
you need
legs through to your...
You need to be as stable as possible, because you are.
because you've got to sort of explode for that one rep type thing, whereas we're more, so we're not thinking about pushing the weight up unless it's your very last rep and you're about to get stuck.
Yeah.
But if you're just more thinking about, okay, just if I'm going for 8 reps, it's more about feeling the muscle every rep. Whereas a powerlifter, even they go to squat, it's like if I was squatting, you'd go down, think about the quads, squeezing the quads when you come back up. Whereas a powerlifter, he's just going to go and boom.
Well,
and just push it back up.
I even remember...
He's not like, I didn't feel my quads on that, I better do another rep.
I remember like reading Luke Wood on a bodybuilding board saying, like, he was at the end training just with one plate for bench press, max 2, and he could have done heaps more, but it was more just about... He just said it was all about
working the muscle.
Working the muscle. So just...
Well, as Lee Haney used to say, stimulate, not annihilate.
That's the opposite what that says.
Well, we're talking about different muscle groups.
Stimulate, then annihilate.
Destroy. You got the heat-seeking missile out. The moisture-seeking missile.
Yeah.